We'll be cool in a bit, you know.
Hello, my lovely Starbites, and welcome to Starfall. Back. Person man. Anyway,
Starfall back.
Person man, yes. Anyway, so welcome to what is technically the first episode of our D&D thing called Blades and Blunders.
It would be the second one, but the first episode didn't
so I'm going to go into that.
record
So what happened was we did record the first session, but the audio didn't record properly, which is very sad because we had some great moments of Quill's character Fusrodong 5 people off a cliff and Jean's character getting suplexed. It was glorious, but unfortunately
I'm a ghost,
we lost
and I got
And
suplexed.
of course, Bill's character just completely Subaluwa-ing a guy off the cliff.
Yes.
That's what I said, but okay.
Oh man.
So what I want to do, so basically it's going to be something of a, so we're working into a thing of that where we can like make it, right now episode 1, what was originally session 1 will eventually just be the Lost prequel, which was actually episode 1 or possibly episode 2 because it was kind of long. And this is
episode 0.
yeah. So technically this will be the first podcast, and we're going to, and I know this kind of sucks, but we will be continuing, and it will be like a mystery of what happened in the first episode until we figure out that first thing. But this is technically episode 1 of Blades and Blunders.
Okay.
Also, we do have a new person.
Well, I wouldn't know that. So
Yeah.
So
okay, you know that you have a new person.
yeah. So I just wanted to go ahead and reintroduce everyone. I will be DMing this session. This is a homebrew campaign that I created, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun from that first session. Whenever me and Katie are working on that, whenever that little thing comes out, it will probably take some time, so we're going to go ahead and get this episode out. Just so this will be pretty much, there's not going to be a lot of combat. This is pretty much just going to be a big exposition dump and a few other things that some people think at D&D is boring, like the character build. I actually enjoy it personally.
Honestly, I play D&D solely for the social aspect of it and the role playing. I don't do it for the dungeon crawling or the role playing.
Well,
I mean, I do love dungeon crawling. No, don't get me wrong, but this is all about I'm all about the story.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm about, and it's just like I'm about. It's still. Like, I'm still so disappointed that the first episode didn't record, but pretty much there's not
like numbers.
Combat. There won't be much combat in this one, but
The less combat there is, the less chance I have to get a 1. That's all. That's my opinion.
Oh, that's right. You rolled a 1 No, yeah.
Somebody rolled a 1. It was probably me.
I can't remember
Well,
who rolled a 1.
There was the one bandit who rolled a 1. You remember that?
That was
right. Anyway, we're going to go down the line introducing the characters, and I will throw in where you are in the situation. So let's go ahead and start with Jean's character, because I'm just going to go down the line of what I have here in the PDF file. So Jean, go ahead and talk about your character.
Right. If you give me half a second, I gotta find my page up in the links.
Pinned comment thing in the Discord should help.
Oh yeah, those pinned messages. He's right.
He's right.
Oh my god, it's so awesome!
Oh, by the way, I just want to say, so while we do have our little Starfall crew here, we also have Spectre Spark from their channel.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Spectre Spark from Soulfire Productions. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, they're gonna be. They wanted to join in, so I'm gonna like find a little role. You are currently not with the party. I will.
No, totally get it.
Yeah, I will throw in your role soon. So, yeah. So, Gene, if you go ahead and have your thing open.
Right. So, I am going to be playing as Unthreg. This dude is an orc wraith, which means he's basically a ghost or a dude that's eternally in like an out-of-body experience. And
get to do this stuff. Okay.
He used to be a warrior till he died in battle, and after a sort of botched job of somebody trying to bring him back to life, he came back. He came back to pseudo life in a really old temple for his people, and he's been a devoted monk. And since then, he has not liked the whole warfaring scene and really prefers to try and work things out with words instead of hurting people and doing the killings and stuff like that. But he's also really good at the punch.
At the punch.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'll say you mind.
Okay.
Kick, punch, turn, and chop the door. Sorry.
Also, the boy's neutral good. Just gonna check that at the end there.
Okay.
Okay, and next character is Zax.
Alright, my character is a human rogue. Mainly works as a thief, chaotic good alignment. He basically takes on jobs that he only really, he only takes on jobs that he believes are morally in the right.
Okay.
Like, stealing something that somebody acquired through or stealing from somebody who has too much, stuff along those lines.
I don't think you said your character's name.
Oh, and Ryerday is his name. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Then we have Dylan's character.
All right. Let's see here. I am a bronze dragonborn paladin. Stormatring Leshim. His whole motif is basically that he has this philosophy that he doesn't believe that those who are innocent should suffer bad fates. He has a belief that when you do good things will come to you. If you do bad things will come to you. And thus he doesn't like the idea that sometimes fate can be cruel and give bad things to people who don't deserve it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I really like.
Okay, so all right, so you're not. Wait, so he's not a very religious person. Then I take it.
I wouldn't say he's not religious.
Well, I believe you haven't chosen a god yet, which might come into play in this episode. I remember you haven't chosen a god to follow yet. That's correct, right?
I haven't.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
It's because trying to look through that entire list is kind of a pain sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And next is Quill's character and the fucking name. Quill, go ahead and say
No. Back there, you haven't heard me say this yet. I want you to read this and try and pronounce it.
Oh Lord.
No.
All right, let me see this. I'm pretty good at pronouncing names. So let's see what we got here. Where's the character?
Quill. It's Quill.
At the bottom.
Quill. Oh, Quill. So I'll look at his. Okay. Okay. Neprip Little Quits.
Oh, that's actually pretty damn close.
Nice.
Yeah, Nipper Quits, most often known as Nipper, is a chaotic neutral gnome druid.
Okay.
Happened to come across a hidden place that he has to keep secret, but aside from that, kind of a laid-back guy, likes to cause a little bit of chaos around him, doesn't mean too much harm in the grand scheme of things. Trusts in his magic a little too much, and tends to be kind of lazy. If effort, like physical effort, needs to be put in, he's not interested.
Yeah. So
my character would probably say, "You say lazy, I say laid back."
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah,
and
that's a pretty apt.
Let's go into Ryan's character, which is. Go ahead and talk about yours.
Okay. Okay, so this character's name is Sinchakara. It is actually a character that I make very frequently in D&D campaigns. Her entire thing is that she is basically a demigod, which is why she has the divine soul bloodline for sorcerer. She is the daughter of Lady Selune, the goddess of the night. And the entire backstory behind that is that she essentially roamed the entire world with her mother for the longest time without exactly knowing that she was Selune. And then at the very last minute, where the hell's the character sheet? Hang on a second.
It was here just a minute ago.
No, I just have to remember where I put the damn thing. There it is. Okay. There it is. Here we go. Come on, put up. There we go.
I'll make the sound effects for you.
Yes, thank you.
Way to go, G.
Our lead of Foley work.
Yeah. Okay. So she was born without a father, but with a very special mother. She can't say who it is. It might anger a few religious sects.
No. Well, obviously, yeah.
Okay. So so eventually the Church of Shar, who is the brother of Salune, and they hate. And by the way, Salune and Shar really hate each other.
Well, sun and moon.
So yeah, no, it's not the sun and the moon. It's the light side and the dark side of the moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they're both gods of night, but they both represent very different sides of the night.
I like when not just one god owns the whole moon. Like I like when the moon gets split up between a good number of them.
Yeah, there's always a sense of balance. So basically, the Church of Shar are now hunting down Sintra, and so she turned to a life of hermetism in order to avoid people, because if she stays in civilization for far too long, she'll get found out, and then the Church of Shar will probably try to hunt her down.
Okay. Nice. And I think that actually works. That is actually very good, because I think I can work that very well into this story. So, if you don't mind,
It's nice.
Cool.
I would like
sorry. My favorite part about it is that as a divine soul, and she's a sorcerer, but as a divine soul, she has access to both sorcerer and cleric spells.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, so she
that's
can.
unique.
So if you need her to, she could be your dedicated healer.
I'm a witch and I have a doctorate.
Because as the daughter of Salune, she has access to the good affinity, which automatically gives her cure wounds.
awesome. We'll
Yeah.
go into a bit more details with that in a moment. But for now, let me go ahead and set the scene.
Okay.
So this is the four of you are now riding in the back of the wagon. You are tired. You are still tired from the battle you went through just yesterday. When you are now traveling with the three people you met, which I will now reintroduce for the audience. You're currently riding, as I said, you're currently riding through the forest on a carriage. A small carriage being pulled by a mechanical horse that you learned the name was Archimedes, that has a blue glow that seems to radiate from inside of it. And it makes a lot of mechanical whirring sounds, so it is fully automaton.
We're talking like a steampunk horse here.
Yes,
it's
very
magic tech.
Yeah, it's a silver. It looks like it's made. It has a very silvery metal look to it. The one driving the carriage is an orc who introduced herself. She is an orc paladin with long blonde hair that goes by the name of Amber, and on her back is a shimmering, kind of multicolored long sword.
Okay.
In the back of the carriage with you is the woman you learned's name was Iris. She is a druid Eladrin, which is pretty much she called herself. She told you that she was an Eladrin and not just an elf. Eladrins are essentially space elves, if that makes sense.
Space elf.
They come directly from the Feywild, so they have a lot more mystical energy about them. She has long brown hair, she's wearing leather armor, a green cloak, and her hair kind of has a silvery glow to it from being from the Feywild. And the last person who's pretty much been quiet for the majority of the time is the shortest woman of them all, with very long, goes past long purple messed up hair. It's like a rat's nest pretty much. White, very big glasses and bandages on different parts all over her body. And she told you her name was Violet and she is a sorceress.
Oh.
So you have been now riding away from the town of Byhorn, where you had to defend it from the group of bandits that were trying to destroy it. And in the process, you came across a very Ryerday, a sword that belonged to the bandit leader it seemed to hurt him, the bandit leader. like when you hold it, it burned his hand. There were still burn marks on his hand when you tied him up and knocked him out. Whoa. And the sword he was wielding seemed to attach to you, and you don't know why. And the sword itself is a silvery hilt that the blade will sprout out when you want it to, and the blade itself is a storm cloud, a gray storm cloud crackling with electricity. Right
Whoa.
now, the sword is deactivated, and are you doing anything with the sword right now?
I guess at this, while we're riding along, I'd kind of be looking at it, trying to make some sort of sense of it, but just like, it's like you're staring really hard at just a wall. It's calm for no reason except, in other words, I'm not getting anywhere, but I'm trying to, despite the fact that I'm not going to, probably.
Okay. So yeah, like I said...
Also, a funky thing is that when the sword isn't in use, it's just a sword hilt. Like, the cloud shows up when it's
needed,
in use and like activated or something.
Literally just a lightning lightsaber.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
So anyway, so you've been riding in the carriage for almost a day now, and here's an important thing I want to ask: Have you asked these three any questions?
Well, obviously the question of, so let's get this out of the way. What do you know about this thing?
Good question.
Amber, pretty much like without looking back, her eyes still on the road. It's like, we just know it's dangerous and it's powerful. I haven't exactly been told as much details all about it, but whenever we get home, we'll all learn more about it.
So where exactly is home for y'all?
Iris, who has been playing a pan flute this entire time, takes it away from her mouth. Oh, we're heading to my mom's place.
I see.
Interesting.
And
right.
she goes back to playing.
Okay.
Do you three answer to someone else?
Violet kind of scratches, kind of looks down and kind of scratches the side of her head. It's like, well, yes, it's kind of hard to explain. We sound crazy. It's just easier if you see it.
Is it like some kind of mirror, or never mind?
What?
Doesn't matter.
Any other questions that you wanted to ask? It's like pretty much just questions you've been asking over the past day.
None that I can think
Hey,
of.
is this apple good to eat?
Iris looks at it for a second. Yeah, and hands it back. All right. So I guess. So yeah, you're still driving and
asking the important questions here. Clearly.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I mean,
only the most important.
Actually,
I know we're caught up in worldly affairs, but Apple?
You have to stop for apples, just like we had to stop for the emu thing last episode. So.
Yes.
Well, I still don't. If you want to know what that means, audience, I don't know either. It's something they made up. So, I'll just continue.
I don't know what it means, and I'm the one who pulled it out of nowhere.
Anyway, so you've been you've still been driving for a while, and you start to notice something. The vegetation around you is wilting, and as you keep traveling deeper and deeper into this part of the land, everything around you is dead, pretty much. The trees are gray and withered with no leaves. The grass itself is dark and mundane. The sky is complete overcast, and despite it being a full overcast, there is no wind. The air itself is still, and the land around you is full of death.
Oh god, everybody run! You're in Barovia!
Well,
this isn't the apocalypse, is it?
Well, this is cheery.
Well, there's no eyes in the sky, so I guess we're good there.
And by the way, Rare Day does say that. That's actually his...
Says what?
That's actually his reaction, just, well, this is cheery.
Well, what do you expect when going into Cantor?
I don't know what that means, so...
Actually, I'll let you all roll plus history with advantage.
I'll be back in half a second. Keep rolling.
History... Plus history with advantage.
Ooh, I got a +5 to history, so that's nice.
Tell me what you roll.
Alright, so I've got +2 to history. What would I add onto that for advantage?
Roll D for
you
advantage.
roll it double.
Yeah, you just
Like
roll
you-
it twice and pick the better one. Just roll a D20 twice and pick the better one.
I got a 19.
All right.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Nat 20 +2.
Nice.
Well,
Oh, no.
Okay, Gene, are you back? Anyway, so Gene, roll history.
Is that
D20.
Is that...
Roll D20.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. That's a 3.
Roll it again. You get to roll it with advantage, so roll it again.
Appreciate that, bud. That's a 6.
What's your history?
Let's see here.
one.
Basically, I'm the
+1,
best.
yeah.
That's a +1.
So everyone but Unthreg, when Amber says the word says the name Cantor, everyone except Unthreg, you all tense up as you recognize that name instantly. See,
Oh, no.
the country that you live on is called Beldaria. It is a fairly circular continent, and then in the very center is the collapsed kingdom of Cantor, which 1,000 years ago used to be prosperous, but now is a desolate wasteland that people never go near, or they say it is cursed. The land itself is said to be dead, and anyone who goes in is either never seen again, or they walk out with their minds broken. And you're now heading there right now.
I see everybody tense up. And yeah. I'm seeing everybody tense up. I'm like, what's the deal?
Are we lost? Is this some sort of fucked up detour? Why are we heading directly to Cantor?
Iris stops playing. That's where home is.
Yes, please.
Duh.
What?
Violet
this place
says,
isn't exactly.
Violet sees
This place
you.
isn't exactly like a summer, vacation home, but
Violet sees
I've
you all
seen
panic. She's like,
pure
wait.
places.
I know. Believe me. Me and Amber, we were not exactly adjusted to it at first, but it's a nice place when you ignore the death. And I know the rumors. I promise you, nothing bad will happen. Just trust us, please.
Okay.
So,
I see no real reason to distrust them if they're able to get through here and survive. So
I've always had difficulty trusting people that are like, trust me, ? But you guys have been all right so far. Go with it.
if you want to get answers on your sword, remember.
You know what? The heck with it. I'll stick with this. If only because I'm afraid. Yeah. If only because I'm afraid of what this thing might wind up doing if I don't get some answers.
And as soon as you say that, you're on the top of a hill overlooking the kingdom of Cantor. It is large and it is menacing of how dead it just looks. It is a mile radius city with broken down, desolate. It's pretty much a giant, desolate village. A mile radius, and everything in it looks like no one has been here in a very long time.
you guys haven't tried to plant anything, or
We can't. And also in the center you see the castle, and sure, it's a very large gray castle, very colorless on the outside. Essentially, this city, just as the rumor said, it looks like no one has been here for 1,000 years. Welcome, Amber says, welcome home, and Archimedes, the mechanical horse, starts pulling you through the town.
I don't know why, but this
Archimedes,
town.
no, it's filthy in there.
Fucking hell.
I don't know why, but this town protection job, I thought something would be fishy when we took it.
Agreed.
And
So you start
we were given it by the guild. Who knew?
I thought something weird might happen, but this. Nope.
So the carriage starts pulling to the center, and after a bit of time, and passing through all the decrepit, old, rotting houses, you pull up to the castle. there's a moat around it and the drawbridge. You see Amber make Archimedes stop. She jumps off, pulls out her sword, and you see there is something that almost looks like a sword pedestal in the ground, where she sticks her sword into it and turns it, and the ground shakes for a bit, and then the drawbridge folds down. She takes her sword out and makes her way back onto the cart, and you start moving in.
That's a fascinating security system.
And
interesting mechanism.
It's a mechanism.
Well, Crystal knows her way around some gears.
I knew that was coming.
Yep, it had to sooner or later.
What?
Crystal.
Yep.
At any rate.
Anyway, so you go inside. So
back into character.
Yeah, Archimedes pulls the carriage into the castle, and it is not that bad. Despite the fact the outside of the castle looked like no one had been there in such a long time, the inside is very well maintained. The walls look clean, it's very well lit, there's tapestries and different plants planted around the castle. It is surprisingly cozy.
Talk about your contrast.
Well,
okay. I have a serious question for you, Kyle.
Yes?
Are the torches all grayed out? Like, is everything severely washed out?
No, the inside, despite the fact that outside was very colorless, the inside is very welcoming.
Well maintained.
Yes.
I was kind of hoping we'd actually accidentally walked into a silent movie, but you know.
So
I think the word you're looking for is vibrant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And here's me thinking we were going to be walking into a bunch of skeletons and taxidermed animals on the walls. This place is actually
Archimedes stops. Iris jumps out. Well, we can't exactly keep the place we live in shambles. It would make it hard to, live. And Violet and Amber get off and they start walking. It's like, you coming or not? We got to speak with Mom.
You first, boys. I'm staying at the back end.
No.
Fine. Stay behind me.
No, we've dragged you this far. You're coming the whole way.
Just stay behind, alright?
I'll take the back of the pack. You're the one with the secret sword. You get in the front.
Good point.
She's going to want to speak with all of you.
You have the lightning sword, thief. You take the lead.
Oof.
But basically, Ryder is very reluctant to say fair enough, but he just kind of keeps.
He sighs and goes with it.
Yeah. So they all lead you down. By the way, the castle. I want to express this. It's huge on the outside and somehow looked even bigger on the inside. They lead you through the halls and they start going downward. You start moving downstairs and you just keep seeming to go deeper and deeper into the bowels of this castle until you finally come across a large set of wooden doors, and there is a symbol on it. It is the symbol that's on the door. It's kind of like a gold crest. It's a wolf that seems to kind of have its nose kind of like snuzzling what looks like a human baby.
Oh, it's a maternal symbol. Okay.
Now that's one heckin' snuzzle.
And if any of you want to roll history or religion to see if you know exactly what this is, you can. Not necessary.
You know what? I will.
Roll for what?
History or religion, either or.
I got a 17.
I'm going for religion. I got an 8.
Okay.
I got a 6.
I gotta redeem myself. He got an 11.
Okay. So the three of you, so everyone but Nipper, you look at the symbol and it looks familiar. You think it's pretty much a symbol of a goddess. It is definitely a holy symbol. Nipper, you instantly recognize it because you've seen it in your studies. It is the symbol of Hilda Freya, the goddess of motherhood and protection.
Just to make sure while I'm doing my notes, how do you spell that?
Freya.
Oh shit, that's right.
Hilda.
I haven't been paying attention with my notes.
That's fine.
I've been doing a whole lot of note keeping because we don't have a whole lot going on right now. But yeah,
you see Amber pushes one of the doors open and gestures you to walk in. She goes, "Ladies first."
I'll wait on you all then.
I'll follow suit, but that's your call, Citra.
So, do you all walk in?
Do we have a choice?
Not really.
So you walk inside, and inside this corridor, it is still somewhat dim on the inside, but despite the lack of proper lighting, you can see what is inside. It is a very, very enormous room with carpeted floors, and resting inside is the largest wolf you have ever seen. Like, you've all seen, I'm going to make the assumption that you've all seen dire wolves, but this thing makes a dire wolf look like a regular wolf. This thing is enormous and just kind of in its sleeping position as you all walk in to lay eyes on this beast.
Question.
Size comparison, like exactly how big?
Question. It's not guarding a big fuck off sword, is it?
No, it is not.
No, we've already got the big fuck off sword.
I knew somebody was going to make the reference.
I had to. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Nice one. Anyway, so yeah, you just have this enormous, it is like 60, 70 feet long.
Oh god, whale-sized wolf. No, thank you.
So it is the goddess. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the check. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah,
would
this
you
just
rather
giant
battle
wolf
a-
that's sleeping inside. What do you do?
So wait, hang on. Backing up for a moment. What was the way you spelled the goddess's name?
Hilda Freya.
Yeah.
Hilda.
Freya.
All right.
Oh, you see the symbol of the goddess Hilda Freya, and immediately see a giant fuck off wolf. Gee, I wonder who it is.
And so yeah, so you see this wolf. Do you do anything? Do you say anything? As you're just in the presence of this enormous.
It's
What
one
do
of
we
those,
even
like,
say to
nervous
this? It's
cough things.
You see.
Was that there when you left?
You see Iris walk past you all, and she just shouts, "Hey, Mom, we're home."
I had a feeling. But
And the wolf
That's
stirs.
your mother.
The wolf stirs,
Whoa.
its eyes open, and it stands up and looks down at all of you. And you hear a voice. You hear a voice echo throughout the room. Iris, I'm glad to see you always make friends. But why have you brought these mortals here? And did you manage to retrieve the Stormblade? And Violet speaks up. She goes, "Well, yes, but actually no, and kind of, yeah. She looks over to you, Rai, and goes. She kind of nudges you. It's like, show it to her."
yeah, funny story about that. And as I say this, I bring out the hilt, show it. Igniting the blade in the process to show that it is
sure enough,
blade, I guess.
it comes out. It crackles. No lightning shoots off, but it's still like the electricity crackles around it. And Freya, her eyes lock onto it, and then onto you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take 2 steps away from...
She takes a step forward.
Listen, I would say I could explain, but I really can't. I don't know what's going on here.
Silence. It's about time I explain this. And she takes a step forward. As she does, you notice she's shrinking. She's getting smaller and smaller as she comes closer to you. And very quickly, in about a matter of about 10 seconds, there is a 12-foot tall woman wearing a white toga-ish robe with long flowing blonde hair who stands up in front of you. Why don't we all have a seat? She snaps her fingers, and in front of you, tables raise from the earth, and just a feast appears on it, and chairs for enough for you to sit in. Sit down.
Fast food, but this is ridiculous.
I've heard of fast food. This is ridiculous.
That's a great quote.
She goes to sit
Someone
down.
That really was. That was good.
I just imagine you wear that fucking crap. What is his name? Like getting the mustache and the scar. I've heard of fast food, but this is ridiculous.
Groucho Marx.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway,
See,
so
I was just gonna have Nipper like swear and Taryn out of just sheer surprise, and then feel bad for it immediately.
so she goes to sit down, and as she starts sitting, a throne comes up beneath her, and she sits, waiting on you.
I sit down as well, and I take a look at some of the food, and I look at some kind of big cooked poultry. I'm like, "Ooh, hey, is that roasted pheasant?"
She nods. Feel free.
At that, just
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Nipper's going to town on the buffet, basically.
I sit down and basically just as okay, I don't know who this is or what's happening, but anybody who can do that clearly shouldn't piss him off.
Wise choice.
Do not meddle in the affairs of goddesses.
Personally, yeah, anyone who could make me food, I'm down.
So yeah, as you eat, it is some of the best food you have ever eaten. Like, I forgot to mention this. They came from a guild called the Wolfsbane Mercenary Guild. I forgot to mention at the beginning. You've lived there for so long. They've had pretty good food, but this food, it is amazing. The best you have ever had, no question.
This makes our guild's food taste like nothing more but the scraps prisoners eat.
I think you're forgetting we were actually getting worse than the scraps prisoners ate.
That is true.
Ooh.
So, if you don't mind,
Briarday was somewhat hesitant at first, but he eventually gives in once he hears the others' comments and whatnot.
And sure enough, yeah, the food is tasty for you as well. Anyway, so
I'm gonna be politely floating above my seat at the table and keep my hands in my lap.
Can wraiths eat?
And
I don't think
I
they
was
eat.
thinking about that. I believe the thing with being a wraith, which is basically a ghost, is that you don't need to eat. So I'm just gonna tell them that I basically have like a policy of I don't need to eat, so I'm gonna leave the food for somebody else. And I tell them, like, despite me not enjoying this great food, I really appreciate the hospitality.
She looks to you on Threk, is like, interesting. I have not seen many of your kind in quite a long time.
I suppose I'm one of a kind in a very unique way.
She smirks at you, and then she looks back to Ryerday. If you don't mind, may I see the sword?
Certainly.
You hold the sword out, the blade's still active, and she holds her hand out, and it flies out of your hand into her. The interesting thing is, as soon as it gets in her hand, the blade deactivates. And she looks at it quizzically, and you can see her gripping it, like trying to activate it. Huh. The rumors are true. Not even gods can activate them. Not even gods could use them.
Wait.
She opens her hand out. Like, she opens the hand and it's just laying on her palm, and sure enough, it shoots off back to you.
Them?
Exactly. That's why I would like to speak. I don't believe introductions are necessary at this point.
I'm not sure of that, Lady Freya. Pardon my rudeness before, of course.
It's all fine. I know mortals in the presence of higher powers aren't... What's the right word? Mentally
Equipped?
Stable?
Yes.
It's more accurate than you know.
Apt description, certainly.
But yes, I am the goddess Hilda Freya. And you, points to Ryerday, are very interesting. Tell me, what do you know about the blade you wield?
Currently nothing more than you.
And that you would not be, and that is perfectly fine. 90% of the population do not know about about these weapons.
Wait, what? Did anyone else hear that?
Tell me, what do you folks know about the war?
War.
Roll history.
I'm gonna roll a history check. Yeah, I was already saying it when you said to. 24.
Sweet.
What?
Another nat 20 plus 2.
He knows the name of everybody that was in the war.
He wrote the documentary on it.
I got a 12, so I'm just gonna abstain to the idea of like I haven't been keeping up with wars since I died.
Actually, no, you are. I'll say you all are fairly knowledgeable in the subject. Basically, around the same time, it was
with
before
like
Cantor collapsed.
Mouthful of
Beldaria, there was
of the pheasant that I'm like Sorry.
This
Yeah.
is just one subject that I happen to hear a lot about in like taverns or something.
Yeah. So
It's like with like one mouth, like a whole mouthful of pheasants.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, war? War the war.
Well, see, let me quickly explain. So the war, you all know about this. So the war, it was a long time ago, back when Cantor was prosperous, a cult, a very powerful cult, managed to spread its evil throughout the land, gathering followers, and were trying to resurrect a demonic god. People managed to stand back against them, and they were able to drive them out victoriously without the demon god being raised. And that's pretty much like the basic gist of it. It is very old. Not too many specific documentations were taken of the war. People don't even remember who truly drove them out. It was said to be the king of Cantor, but nobody knows who that is now.
Do you happen to remember who they were trying to raise? Because I don't know if I found that in my research.
Hey, do you think I could? Think I could pop in at this point?
I'm about to get to you in a second. I promise.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't what your plan was. Okay.
It's very soon. I promise. It was going to be very soon. Anyway, Shu says, tell me, young gnome, what is your name?
Who, me?
Yes.
Just call me Nipper. It's easier that way.
Well, Nipper, not many people know what they were trying to resurrect, but I will tell you now. They were trying to resurrect Tiamat.
Yeah, like that would be when like storms were like spit down his pheasant.
How is that spelled?
Tiamet, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so too. Yeah. Yes, but not
actually,
many...
no. That's 2 A's.
So tell me, who here knows how they drove out the cultists?
Another history check?
No, you don't. She points to your sword.
Got me beat.
That is how.
Oh.
The war effort what many people don't know, it was lost with history books for, well, on purpose. The gods chose to erase much of the history. You see, the war was almost in vain. The cultists were starting to gain edge on all of Beldaria. Very few forces could compete with them until an artificer came along. He came to 8 people and promised he could craft them special weapons to help win against the war. He was tired of his homeland being taken over and he wanted to contribute. That Stormblade you wield was one of them. 8 powerful items capable, and when they were all used together by these 8 great warriors, they managed to drive out the evil forces. So needless to say...
Sorry, we got some chat spam going on.
Sorry,
we're mind flooding each other. May I ask which of those? Sorry to interrupt. May I ask which of those great warriors wielded this specific Stormblade right here?
The king himself.
Oh,
That
What
explains
fancy weapon the thief has
nothing.
gotten.
Though, I will say, the sword does not look at... It doesn't seem to have the quite same shine. Maybe it hasn't taken a full likeness to you yet.
I mean,
Is it one of those, like, you need to build trust with it kind of deals? Or
Well, you see,
never mind, don't mind me.
the artificer, no one really knows how he did it, but he managed to tie the weapon, the great weapons themselves to the souls of their user, so they would be attached to a specific someone. No one else could use them. Not even demons or gods could activate them once they got into the hands of their owner.
Ooh.
This is implying that all of the 8 weapons sort of have this effect on them, per se.
That is correct.
Then could you explain how that bandit king or whatever the heck he was that we left in that podunk town? How is he able to use it but also taking damage? Like,
Well, like I
is
said,
it possible to brute
it's-
force it?
essentially, yes. Tell me, what damage did he take?
Mostly burn
A few
marks on the hand
houses.
he was using.
That's what I
It was-
expected.
Essentially a recoil, yeah.
The way the
That
weapons
is
work
true.
is, like I said, they are tied to the people who owned them. After they died, well, many people fought over them. They believed that now that the original users were dead, they could claim it for themselves. The weapons,
But they
yet,
couldn't.
exactly. The weapons themselves seem to almost forge a personality of their own. They're very finicky. They can only be they will only attach themselves to a selected few. Anyone who tries to wield them will be rejected, and therefore be put through great pain for using what does not belong to them.
interesting. So,
I don't suppose that you're going to ask us to help in your search since we've got one wrangled, basically.
Well, I would not be opposed to it, but I know many mortals are not... What's the proper word? You're not used to being forcefully contracted into obligations such as this. At least not without reward.
What kind of a reward would a goddess give to us?
Well, for starters, I could... And she's interrupted as you hear a very loud BOOM! And the ceiling shakes and dirt falls down. And you just immediately see Freya put a hand to her face. Oh, god damn it, Crystal, not again.
Is there an issue in this little paradise mansion you
It's
got going
fine.
on?
My daughter and her friends here. They're not the only residents here. We have another 2 who are upstairs. Crystal, and I completely forgot Spark's character's name. God damn it.
Sintra.
Sintra. Crystal and Sintra are upstairs. Crystal, she is another friend of Iris who has decided to aid us, and her experiments are a little bit volatile, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm coughing up the piece of pheasant I almost choked from jumping at that.
It's suddenly in the back.
I can see that.
okay,
In the background, you can actually hear, Hail Freya! We actually need a little help up there!
And then you hear Crystal shout, "No, we don't. It's fine."
I think some of the ceiling is in the soup.
It's fiber, dude.
Let me make this short so you can go check on Crystal. I'd hate for them to actually be too hurt. Simply put, I will give you the option. I will give you one of 2 options. You can assist us in the hunt for these items. They were erased from the history books because they were too dangerous. People, as you know, the bandit got his handed to them, and he started burning down several villages. It's best to keep these under wraps and brought to their proper users. Train them well, and in case anything ever happens again, we can be ready.
I see. I
Sounds like
understand.
a decent plan.
In return, I'm willing to offer you a large amount of wealth to do whatever you need. You can choose to stay here in Cantor. I know it's a bit desolate. I choose to make it that way. It keeps intruders out.
Smart move.
Very
Very
clever.
smart.
Well, this...
You will be free to do what you want. You will be free to do what you want, as long as it is within the proper laws. And you will get pretty much any resources and I will be willing to give you any resources you need to help collect the weapons. Your other
I don't
option,
see any reason to turn this down.
and your other option is, you can say no. I will wipe your mind clean and send you back out into the world.
Blue pill, red pill.
Oh no!
The choice is yours. Except for you, she points at Iriday. I'm afraid I have to rope you in this against your will. You do have the sword, after all.
Well, if he can't not be part of it, I can't just leave him in the lurch. I got his back at least.
Neither can I.
I guess that's all 4 of us then.
Very good. I'm
Before
glad
we
to
get started,
welcome
I know this was they were erased from the history books. Do you have knowledge of the names of the other 7 of these particular items?
you aboard. Unfortunately, not all 7. In fact,
That
Please
implies
don't
you
tell
might
me
have
the
one or
8th one
two.
is love.
We had it inside ourselves the whole time. The joy of the chain.
The power within.
aside from the Stormblade, I only know of 3 others.
I see.
I believe, I know of the Gambler, 3 items aside from the Stormblade. I don't even know what they do. The Artificer himself kept that very secret of their powers. The Stormblade was fairly obvious to figure out, but there was the Gambler's Ring, the Soul Stone, and the Eyes of Mystra.
I see.
The other 4 I do not know of. Like I said, the Artificer was very careful to keep it out of the eyes of the gods. We still don't know his methods.
And
The
BRB,
information
I'll be right back real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to know who possessed these items, would you?
The king and his most loyal subjects.
If we were able to make a direct correlation between who used what item, we could probably figure out what they do. But not that it matters, of course. We will find out in time, I'm sure.
With any regard, I'll let you be to your devices. You can rest here in the castle and continue your search in a couple days once you've been well rested. But for now, if you would be so kind as to check on Crystal, make sure she hasn't destroyed the entire castle.
Again.
Nipper just jumps up and immediately bows. Of course, milady.
And Iris says, "Here, follow me."
Thank you for the hospitality again, Lady Freya.
Hang on, pausing for a moment. Gambler's Ring, Eyes of Mystra, and what else?
Soulstone.
Yes.
And I'm not surprised that's the one I remembered better than the others.
To acquire the Soul Stone, you must leave
Exactly.
that which you love.
Yep.
I have the Soul Stone, and I'll trade it to you in exchange for the thing you value most in life.
Okay.
Well, that escalated quickly. I think
Alright,
I'll keep the thing I value most in life. Thank you very much.
Okay, we just
Alright, so
I wanna make-
Gambler's Ring, Eyes of Mystra, and Thanos' jewelry. Got it.
Yeah. You all start. Iris quickly leads you up towards the castle again. It's like, don't worry about Crystal. You guys are gonna love her. She's an artificer.
Oh, now I'm immediately worried.
So am I.
The end of that got cut off because I accidentally hit my headset's volume dial.
Oh,
She said artificer.
Crystal's an artificer. You guys are gonna love her. She makes some of the best stuff. And she opens a door, and the room. This is a fairly classroom-sized room with a counter, and there's like definitely a big amount of black smoke that's filling the air, and 2 people are standing in front of you. The first one you notice.
Okay.
Sintra is. What does Sintra look like?
Actually, time out for a second. I was actually hoping for a bit more of a comedic introduction.
Sure.
So when you walk in, you actually see Sintra zoom right past you all in a panic while shooting rays of frost at flames.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like that actually. That's good.
While also using Mage Hand to pick up buckets and pour it on the flames. Pour water on flames.
So yeah, you're doing that,
and then she runs towards one of them and shakes one of their hands randomly and says, "Hi, I'm Citra. Nice to meet you. Bye."
So yeah, so that happened, and so you walk in and sure enough,
your friends. I can tell you that.
So yeah, the fire's now out, and the woman who's now standing in this area. That was brilliant, Spectre. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Citra. This is Citra, by the way.
Oh.
Personal chat bit.
Nice.
Glowing eye.
Anyway. Anyway.
Oh God.
Don't know.
Anyway, so the woman you see before you she's human. She's definitely human looking, but she is quite big. She is like 6'8" tall.
Huh.
Jeez.
And she
giant woman much?
has
loving all these Amazons. Just saying.
She has a muscular physique, and she is wearing dark a tan cargo pants, a black, I think it's called a crop top, where it's kind of like the cloth that goes all the way around her chest. It's called a crop top, right?
If it doesn't go down to the waistband, then it's a crop top.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a shirt.
Wearing a black crop top, she has a black bandana over her forehead with blood red hair that goes past her shoulders, and wear goggles on top of a brown bandana on top of her head, and she is just covered in oil stains and soot. And she's coughing. She's just coughing and gagging. Just and then she
That's the last time. That's the last. Okay, that's the last time you let me handle the metal.
Yeah, oh, calm down, Citra. It's not like. And then she sees Iris. I don't care if your mother's a goddess. If there's a single scratch on Archimedes, I swear. And then she sees the four of you. Well, hey, new people, welcome.
Well, that's a mood change if I've ever seen one.
I'm not well versed in anything, but I'm pretty sure there's such a thing as lab safety, and
well, there would be if this person here, points at Iris, hadn't taken my goddamn horse.
Now, easy there.
Well,
that was a means of transportation for us, and I can assure you...
It was meant to be a means of transportation for me. If I was able to get my stuff, this fire wouldn't have happened.
Well, first of all, it is rude to interrupt. Second of all, I can assure you, as a witness, that there has been no scratches, nor dents, nor not even a speck of dust on your mechanical horse.
She gets up in your face.
Except for when we went through that rose garden. Never mind.
She gets up in your face, Stormwatering, kind of looks in your eyes like, fine. And she goes and she walks back and hops over a counter. Welcome to my humble shop. So the way
she's a lot better once you actually get to know her.
So yeah, the way Crystal is going to work in this, she is a shopkeeper, an artificer, a blacksmith. Basically, she is the all-in-one shopkeeper.
Delightful.
So she says, new people to help find the weapons, huh?
Looks like it.
So it would seem.
Apparently so.
With the same dead delivery as the one guy in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
So
she looks at you, Ryerday. It's like, oh, rogue. Hey, I don't like to judge. Yeah. However, this one, I will be fair. This goes to all four of you new people. Take anything from my shop, and you have to deal with Urza.
Who now?
You see her bend down behind her counter, and she picks up what essentially is a cross between a blunderbuss and a shotgun. It is large.
A thunder cannon, right?
Yes. A large, gilded golden weapon with intricate carvings and kind of like a small sphere where you would put in the bullets, and she cocks it. This is Urza, my trusty little buddy, and I will assure you, she stings. As long as you take nothing from my shop, we got no problems. Okay.
Two things.
I look her dead in the face. I say, well, now we know what we need to take. And then I wink, and then spin around and walk back out of the room, and then walk back in.
Wait, what?
Hey, you know what? Let's ignore that last one. Hi, nice to meet you all.
This is what he does. Two things. First, beautiful piece of machinery in your hands.
Thanks.
Secondly, I'm gonna keep a personal eye to make sure that none of the contents of that piece of machinery end up in any of our bodies.
At any rate, Ryerday's response is simply, "What is it with you people and the death threats?"
Hey, you gotta know your enemies, right? I don't know you guys. But as long
I know
as we
Dreyer
keep...
Day.
And I just hold my hands up like I can assure you we're not enemies. And if anyone here even tries to touch anything in your room, they'll deal with me. I keep these guys under wraps.
She smiles. I like you, Dragonborn. You know,
I like him too.
here.
It's Stormatrig. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Stormatrig. You know what? I'll do this. I was wanting Archimedes. I was gonna take Archimedes, go back to what my original store is, and restock this place. So, sadly, I don't got a lot for you guys, but I do still have some scraps laying around that I can give you. Hold on just a sec. And she goes into the back where you can't see her, and she comes back with one thing. Hey, you, Storm guy. Stormatrig.
Yes.
Come here. And she puts a pair of boots on the counter. I think this will do you nicely.
What are these?
Long strider boots. I'm sure, but I made these for Amber too. I know for a fact paladin armor gets heavy. These will allow you to move faster. Basically, the long strider boots, these will give you plus 10 movement as long as you wear them.
Ooh. Wow. I thank you.
No problem. Just consider this a thing to motivate. I'm giving something to all of you. Consider this something to motivate you to get some gold so you can properly buy stuff from my shop next time around. Okay?
Should I add that to my list?
Yes,
absolutely.
You have long strider boots that give you plus 10 movement, and I believe, let me look at your sheet again. You have...
Yeah, he's got 31st speed.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be penalized since you wear... What kind of armor do you wear again? It's...
chain,
armor.
I think.
Chain.
I'm pretty sure chain, like, debilitates you a bit in your movement. Like, I don't know if it's like 10 feet or 5 feet.
I can check real quick.
I'm about to.
Chainmail.
Okay, D&D chainmail, it... perhaps...
I thought it was inside baseball, but this is ridiculous.
Let's see, I'm trying to think. Heavy armor. Okay, yeah, it decreases the user's speed by 10, but basically you now have 30 feet of movement. Like, you now have 30 feet of movement because you have these boots.
Alright, good.
Bitchin'.
Alright, she looks at you, Nipper. It's like, hey, no, what you packing?
Oh, you mean this whole thing? Just spins the quarterstaff around, just to show off, enchants it with shillelagh, and then sticks it back.
Druid! I got a perfect thing for you. I was going to give this to Iris, but seeing as she took Archimedes, you can have this. And she gives you a 20-foot long chain.
Ooh.
She hands it to you, and despite the fact this thing is 20 feet long, it is incredibly light, and as you examine it, on each chain link, there is a different magical symbol on it. She's like, I call that the channeling chain. You can use this chain to transfer your spells through it.
I see.
So the way that the way this item works, it is 20 feet long, and as long as if you can use it as a whip from 20 feet away, or whatever distance, as to activate a spell when you hit a person with it, so it's like, so you can actually touch magic. I believe there's a thing called frost, I forget what it's, but basically there are touch spells that you have to be like within range. If you channel it through that, you can now cast it from 20 feet away, as long as the chain, you make a ranged attack instead of a magical attack, and see if you can hit the target. And if you do, you pretty much hit them with the chain, you hit them with the spell. As well
so
as...
I could actually send Cure Wounds through the chain to hit one of the guys and heal them.
You could do that, actually, you could. You could also use that as a for your thunder wave, channel it through the chain, so instead of doing it on your person, you can do it from 20 feet away.
Oh, that's actually delightful. Would I actually specifically have to roll to attack with that? Because I'm...
So the way you would have to... You would roll to see if you can get the... You basically do a ranged attack to see if the chain makes it there, and then, depending on the spell, we'll go from there. You can also use it as long as the person is within 15 feet, like they have to be 15 to close of you. You can ensnare them and entangle them with the whip and channel a spell through it. So like if you want to use a burning spell, you can keep them restrained and then burn them continuously.
Oh, that's delightful.
Yeah, it is a very fun item.
Alright, that sounds good to me.
She looks to Ryerday. I think I got something you might have fun with, and she pulls out a metal sphere the size of a softball and puts it on the counter.
A metal what?
A metal sphere about the size of a softball and just puts it on the counter.
Well, that's literally it. Just well.
Hey, don't deceive by its cover. I call this an arcane grenade.
Oh, what? You didn't tell me you had one of those.
What? I just made it. She tosses it to Ryerday, and there's sure enough. Now that you have it in your hands, there is a small indentation with a button in it. And the way this works is you press the button, you make a ranged attack to see if you can throw it within 50 feet. Actually, hold on, what is your strength? You have
12 strength.
12 strength? So basically, yeah, within, I'll say 50 feet. You make a ranged attack to see if you get within 50 feet of someone, and it will cast the spell Shatter.
Oh.
Which is very nice. And it will recharge, but it takes 4 hours to recharge after one use.
Would you like me to describe what Shatter is to you?
Go ahead. It's a very nice spell.
Knowledge is power, you know.
A sudden, loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution save. A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on this saving throw. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area.
So yeah,
Nice.
You now have a very explosive metal sphere that doesn't, and plus it recharges, so it doesn't blow up like a regular grenade. And then she looks at you on Threg. Huh? I've never had a wraith as a customer before.
It's a unique circumstance. Even if you just
First time for everything, right?
Even if you just gave me a colorful piece of cloth to remember this fantastic experience in this mansion, I'd appreciate it.
Well, the only problem is the only item I have left is this, and she pulls out a belt with it's a leather belt with and the belt buckle is a golden M. She thinks for a moment. She's like, actually, hold on a sec. I think I got an idea. And she goes into the back and comes out with a small bottle filled with a very dark, black, oily substance in it. I think this might work. She uncorks it and pours it over the belt. And she waits for a few moments, and sure enough, about 30 seconds pass, and the belt starts to become wispy, just like your form.
Oh.
Haha! Knew that would work. It's called etherealness.
This is the first...
It's etherealness. Turns anything into ethereal matter just like yourself.
Whoa. This is the first time a piece of clothing has ever actually fitted.
Here, she goes to like grab it, but her hand goes through it. She's like, "Why don't you take it?"
Yeah. I got it. Also, this is like non-canon, aka I'm not actually saying this, but I'm gonna turn to her and say, like, I think you got the belt buckle upside down. It's supposed to stand for Wumbo.
Actually,
I was waiting for that.
Actually, no. Actually, she says, "Oh, no. Can you make it canon that you actually say that to her?"
Yeah.
She's
So
I
heard
see. You're
that
also
this
an expert in Wumbology. Yeah.
It's
So
a
anyway,
unique brand of study, but I'm glad that somebody more than me knows what
yes,
it
but
is.
as you can tell, this is a change sizing belt. So the way this works is you can change the belt buckle from M to mini or W for wumbo. I specifically made it for that. And you can change your size. You use the spell change size, which can make you shrink down to half your size or double in size.
Oh god.
It's actually a wumbo belt.
It can only be used once a day. It can only be used once a day.
I got the meme item.
You got the
done with this.
So now you can either be small or large. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
so
I
you
could be
got
smaller wumbo.
I mean, to be fair, I also
Damn it.
kind of got a bit of a meme weapon in that, you know, basically one step removed from the holy hand grenade.
Yeah, there's that.
It's a fair point.
I just love he can go from wumbo to jumbo.
Yeah.
Wumbo to jumbo.
Wumbo to mumbo. I'm gonna look
So
at
yeah,
her
I
and
wanna
say
ex-
that
I
this
wanna
is, this is
explain
Oh,
how-
by the way, okay, so how far can Rider Day throw the arcane grenade again?
At the moment, 50 with your strength, 50 feet.
I lost everyone. Are you all right?
We good.
I'm
alright.
I lost Kai there too.
I think
50
Kyle-
feet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
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 50.
Okay, you can throw it about 50 feet with your current strength. If you choose to upgrade your strength, you can throw it farther.
Okay, who got the wumbo belt again?
That was me.
Unthread.
Oh,
So I want to explain how Crystal works. Basically, right now, her shop has nothing, but the next time you come back, she will pretty much have the way this quest is going to work is actually, I'll explain that in a moment. Actually, I'll explain that in a moment. See, Iris comes back into the room and is like, hey, by the way, did you ever finish making that compass? Oh yeah, it's one of the things we work. Hold on. She goes back and she pulls out, and it's about the size of it's about the palm, like it's a circular compass, the size about the palm of a hand, and there is a needle and a wobbly disc, kind of like almost like two separate pointers. The disc, she puts it on the counter. Gather around, y'all. You're gonna want to see this. So, you know those fancy magic weapons you're gonna be looking for. Well, it took me some time, but I managed to make this compass with the help of Lady Freya. So you're going to be able to use this to track them down.
I just want to point out Nipper has to like grab a stool and climb up on it to see onto the table.
he could just
And-
climb up on my arm and sit on my shoulders for if he wants to.
And,
I would be comfortable with that personally.
and you
so I
look
don't
down
know
at this
about him.
compass, and you're looking down at this compass, and sure enough, the disc part, it's a kind of like a free disc. It's definitely pointing north, but there's a separate needle that seems to be just going around the compass. Like it starts moving down, it's about to hit south, and then it stops, and then it goes back around to basically it's going southwest to southeast. It's just going back and forth like that.
I don't mean to be insulting. I think your compass is drunk.
It's not that. It's
All right.
just you see the way it works. It's pretty much a fancy modification of the locate object spell. Basically, in all different ends, pretty much it's trying to locate it. It's going to be just randomly searching until you. It's going to be randomly searching until you decide to which direction you want to go, and then it will point in that direction. And I want all of you to roll perception checks right now.
That's a 20. Yeah.
Perception.
Oh, I only get +2 to that. Means it's gonna be a terrible roll.
Is that
19.
A
Never mind.
I only get +1. 3.
3.
That's a D20, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go one at a time. Quill, what did you get?
19.
19.
I'm on fire today.
Yeah, you are.
Delicious.
I should probably use this water to put myself out now.
Okay, so you're looking at the compass, and you notice something odd. As the needle goes around, you feel a strange tug in your stomach as the needle hits east.
Mmm.
Sintra, what did you get?
12.
12? You don't notice anything. You're just looking as the needle goes around. Stormertrick, what did you get?
3.
You don't feel anything either. Unthreg, what did you get?
Got me 11.
Is that with the perception bonus or no?
I got a +0.
Okay. You don't feel anything either, and oh, Ryerday, you didn't need to. You don't feel anything either.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything.
There's only one person who feels anything.
The rest of us are dead inside forever.
Yeah.
Spectre, did you roll? I didn't catch that.
I was a 12.
So wait,
Okay,
which direction did Nipper?
Like when it went to east, you felt like kind of a tug in your stomach for some reason. You don't know why. Like every time it hits east, you feel that tug in your stomach again and again.
Is this thing liable to find like accidentally find the Stormblade even though we're not looking for it?
Oh no, as long as you have it in your possession, it should be fine. It's a locate object, so it should look for the specific one you are heading in the direction in.
I just want to point out that I just want to point out the fact that we're looking for seven MacGuffins with a radar.
Yep.
On a grand adventure.
It's a MacGuffin.
Dragon Soul!
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Okay,
oh god.
Either I wasn't able to hear what you said, or I didn't get the reference.
The reference.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
The reference.
So, I want to explain how this works. So, like I said, it's pretty much like Belladar, as I said, is a circular continent country thing. It's pretty much cardinal direction. The way this works is you're going to choose a cardinal direction, go in that way, go on a couple side quests, and then find the item, find the MacGuffin. And that's the way it works. So basically, you can choose which direction you want to go, and pretty much you'll go that way, come back, and it's pretty much a rinse and repeat until you find all the items, and then things will continue from there. But I also want to explain how Crystal works. So basically, your first quest you go on, right now her shop has nothing else except the items she just gave you. When you come back from your next part of the quest, her items will be fully stocked again, and she will have more things you can buy, and yeah, she will have more things you can try to buy, so you want to try to get some gold, because she's going to have... It's a lot of items I came up with, and some stuff that I looked up and found. Like so it's a mixture of my own special homebrew items and some actual items from D&D that you will be able to buy.
Oh yeah, so
you can also
it's a shop upgrade system.
Exactly. However, you can also make requests before you leave to see if she can. Well, she's also going to be traveling about to locate items for her shop to bring back. You can make requests to her of something you might want, something you think, and it could be anything. You can make a request for anything and see if Crystal can do anything about it.
Can I take a moment to ask Crystal a question?
Go ahead. She's like, "What's up, Ghost?"
That concoction that you poured onto this lovely Wombology belt, I can't overstate how incredibly useful that is to somebody of my stature. I've been it's been a rough time getting used to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know right now, that stuff is not cheap. That is a good couple thousand gold a bottle. I'm willing. It is rare, but I am willing to use it for you. It's not exactly rare a ghost is as a teammate.
I appreciate that. That being said, are there any like materials or ingredients that I could gather out in the world for you to help you make the job a little bit easier for you? Plausibly.
Oh, that is interesting. Hold on. I'm trying to think.
Anything I can do to make the job easier. That's kind of my vernacular.
I'll be more than willing to help as well.
Appreciate it, bud.
So you guys are out getting the 7 MacGuffins, huh?
What's a mega muffin?
Oh, sorry. That's just something that was spoken of back in my world. Sorry.
That makes sense. Everybody has their own language for things about existence.
So,
oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention that. Sintra is originally from Faerun. So you could consider her a planeswalker, I guess.
Nice. That explains level 3, right?
What the fuck? I wasn't supposed to be level 3. Okay.
Hold on, no. Actually, I put that there. I'm about to explain that in a moment as well.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Subversive backstory.
So, she thinks for a moment. She says, "Well, there is a special. There are a couple special herbs that are known to make it easier, but they are kind of tricky."
Anything I can do to make the job easier, even if I'm not able to. I'm just.
Okay.
Well,
it'll take. Wolf spider. Well, it's made of a couple things to make it. If you can find wolf spider poison, and a special. There's one. The most important thing is a special flower called the Midnight Grimdar.
Wait, say that again.
The Midnight Grimdar.
The Midnight Grimdar. Okay.
By crushing it up, it helps make the oil of etherealness, which is what I use to make that belt wearable for you. If you can find some of those flowers, then yeah, it would make it a hell of a lot easier.
Good to know. I appreciate you giving the names of these ingredients. If I don't find them, my apologies.
I just made that up. There is no I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say that now. I completely made that up. I tried looking into etherealness on D&D. There is nothing. So have fun.
Can I roll a nature check to see if I've seen them before?
Sure.
There's nothing like
Nope.
D&D, boys.
What'd you get?
I got a 9.
No. Yeah. You've never heard of them before.
9. Sorry, someone had to go there.
I'm so glad someone did that.
I would like to point. I would. What's the check again? Nature check.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
would
did
just
nature
like
because I have +5 to it.
I would just like to point out that I have an unnatural 20.
Oh, okay, that works.
I rolled a 19 plus 1.
Okay, so wait, what are we rolling for a nature check?
He was rolling to see if you've heard. They were rolling to see if they heard of Midnight Grimdar.
Yeah.
Actually, you have heard of Midnight Grimdar. They're known for growing in usually unsafe, unnatural habitats. So like sometimes the desert, sometimes wastelands. There are none here in Cantor. I will say that now. Like nothing grows in Cantor.
Yeah, I've heard of the Midnight Grimdar. They're typically indigenous in places that normally other things aren't able to grow. Not Cantor, though. Just so you know right now.
Also, so and
Appreciate the FYI.
So here's like this is going to be like the last important part of the story building. Which direction do you want to head out in? You can
the only lead we have is east. I say we go west.
Well, no, hold on. Did you say anything about the feeling the tug in your stomach of east?
Yeah, that's kind of important.
No, absolutely. I'm just gonna say. I say we just start going west.
Oh, you fucking asshole!
I'm gonna argue and say like. It seemed to be pointing a little bit eastward there. I don't know if you're just like scared of what we might find, or. But
the compass was just kind of spinning. The compass was like, it's in indecisive mode. It's just pretty much hitting all the cardinal directions except for south
just
because
full ADHD mode.
Yeah.
Even our compass is mind flooded.
It would seem that you would need to specify which item you would like to find if you don't want it to spaz out like that.
You actually just choose a direction.
Right.
Right.
So boys.
So
what do you?
She just gives Crystal takes the compass. Here, check this out. Find the item in the north, and sure enough, the compass just points north. And she's like, deactivate, and sure enough, it goes back to spinning. You can choose which direction y'all want to go in.
First time seeing a voice-activated compass.
Well,
it's just the magic of locate object. It's how it works.
Quite a piece of technology you got there, my friend.
So yeah, the 5 of you choose which direction you want to go in.
Stormtrain, I want to talk to you later specifically. Okay?
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
actually, if you want to, you can roll history, and if you get a high enough history roll, I will tell you. I will only do this like once every time you start a quest. If you want to roll history and ask what's in a direction, I will tell you what is there.
Oh, that sounds good to me, actually.
I got a 16 for that.
Who got a 16?
I did.
Okay, what direction do you want to know about?
Which direction are we heading in again?
You haven't picked one. I'm saying, like, you can use this to decide which direction you want to go in.
Something I want to point out.
I will say that you don't need to go...
I don't think Sintra has said anything yet about, like, coming along or anything.
Not yet.
No, not yet. But trust me, she's gonna make an excuse.
Okay, all right.
So yeah,
she'd rather be with you guys
so
than stick around with Crystal again.
Hey, fair enough.
So yeah, you pretty much pick any direction aside from south because you came from the south. That's where you got the Stormblade. So you can ask about any of the other cardinal directions, like Dylan, Stormatrig,
Southwest, southeast.
So Stormatrig, you can pick any direction, and I will tell you what your knowledge already knows about that direction.
We haven't picked a direction yet, so I'm not sure which one to ask.
You can pick pick any one. It's random. You haven't decided. This will help you to decide. Like, oh hey, there's stuff in this direction.
West.
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 Okay, so
Stormatrig west.
So Stormatrig, you know, in the west is a very snowy mountain range.
All right.
That is what is furthermost west. So Quill, if you want to go ahead and roll.
I actually have a nice big winter blanket with me, so I can sleep.
Okay.
If you want to roll.
Oh, I actually rolled an 18.
All right, that'll work. What direction do you want to know about?
Well, I guess I'm going to ask what's to the east.
East is actually a very famous gambling city where many people go to gamble, lose money. It's pretty much a version of Las Vegas, essentially, is most east.
If there's anything called a gambler's ring, that's probably the most likely place it would be.
Do I get anything from an 11?
Sadly, no.
Guys, I think I have a safe bet as to where the gambler's ring is.
Okay. And Ryerday, Unthreg and Ryerday, you have your rolls if you want to do your history checks.
Our rolls?
Yeah, you can roll to see for your history check.
Failed roll here, so...
Okay.
I'm guessing 13 ain't exactly better than 11.
Actually, it is. The goal for this was 12.
Yes.
So, Unthreg, what direction do you want to know about?
Why'd you step on that cat?
Shut the fuck up.
The north would be very handy if you wouldn't mind.
The north is a very popular trading town called Cliffport. It is pretty much like the big trading town of Beldaria.
Sounds delightful.
So,
all this being said, I'm gonna openly ask the boys, which of the 3 items that we've been told about do you think sounds the least dangerous?
Okay, so all right, so what are the I need to remember what the items are again.
Eyes of Mistra, Soulstone, and Gambler's Ring.
That is correct.
This is why you take notes.
Exactly.
I say I want to go for the Eyes of Mistra.
The thing is, you don't know which direction they're in.
I know.
Exactly.
Well,
that makes this part fun.
Joel G, yeah, where's the gambler's ring?
Hey, you don't know. For all I knew, I'd stuck them in the stone.
It's a safe bet, but it's entirely possible that it's wrong.
Could be a big debate, MacGuffin.
Well, either way, I would want to go to the mountains because I like snow. So, but that's just me weighing in. So,
I
you
feel
guys
like
decide amongst yourselves.
I feel like,
especially since I haven't joined the party yet.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the druid specifically would prefer to go into the mountains, but like.
Okay, we got 2 votes for the mountains.
We have a safe bet towards what's going to be in the east, and like Nippers felt a tug in that direction, so it's a pretty safe bet that I don't know if I want to do this now, but it's probably our best bet.
You know what? I'm feeling lucky. Let's go to the desert and go to the Las Vegas place.
I didn't say it was in the desert, but
so wait, where's
Vegas, man?
So wait, where's Vegas exactly?
East.
East, yeah.
So is that a group decision? Do you all want to go east?
Yes.
Seems to be
Me,
the most.
since I failed my history check, I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting for the others to sort out.
Everything in each direction I have already set in stone. Like, the way it works, it's going to be a 3-day travel. It's going to be 2 side quests, and then the main one where you get the item. Like, the main MacGuffin item.
Sounds
good. The thing is, if they're preset, and I am not changing anything that you will come across in your journey.
Doing some Paper Mario shit right here!
For all you know, there could be you could come across a completely different kind of cult, or you can come across demons, you can come across dragons, you can come across anything.
Is there going to be level scaling and whatnot for this?
Yes, there will be some level scaling.
Okay, that's actually good. I'm okay with that.
Had to be certain.
Just had to double check.
So yeah.
My vote is the most likely place to find a gambler's ring is where gamblers literally live and breathe and eat and sleep and drink. So East sounds like a decent idea.
I just want to weigh in on this. That I'm pretty sure the gambler's ring would sounds rather dangerous. Like I am not an expert in divinity. Maybe a little bit, but I mean, what I mean that she said that under her breath. By the way,
laughed to self.
I'm no expert in divinity, but I'm pretty sure that anyone who calls something a gambler's ring might cause anyone who wears it to suffer from, like, compulsory gambling or something.
Actually, that sounds to me more along the lines of, like, tilting your odds in your favor, that kind of thing.
Perhaps, but I'm just saying, all magic has a price.
Any of you boys ever seen the Marvel series Lucky?
I don't know what that is.
We were told that these were items created to help the people who use them.
That is
so...
Fair point. A little bit more luck couldn't hurt. I'm sticking by my vote, but whatever people decide, I will go along and help out as much as I can.
I vote East.
The mountains sound like a really good idea now.
Okay, the mountains are to the west. So far you seem to be I haven't really kept intrigued. I don't want it to be a vote. I want it to be a group decision. It seems you guys are weighing in on west or east.
Crystal, what do you think?
She shrugs. I don't give a shit. You guys, you guys are going out.
That seems fair.
Oh, fine. We'll go hunt for the gambler's ring, I guess.
Okay, so Citra proceeds to walk up to the party and says, "So which of you is the one with the storm blade?"
I point to the road. Him.
How would you know they have the storm blade?
Huh? What's that?
How would you know they have the storm blade? I don't think they brought it out in front of you.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to actually have Riorde just draw it just to show off, but you know.
Nah.
Okay. So is that a vote? So east is the decision?
Looks like it.
I confirm such. We can head for mountainside a little bit after that, assuming we're not dead.
Assuming we're not dead. Or
Riorde's just kind of here like, I'm not certain. I don't know enough to warrant a... Yeah. I'm not sure I know enough to weigh in on this proper.
Well, you guys seem like a fun bunch. I think I'm going to come with you.
Excuse?
Yeah. More the merrier. That's what I've learned in my
Well,
experience.
you guys have to remember, these are some Crystal speaks up. These are some dangerous items. It might be best to get some people with you.
You guys are looking for the items. I have a bit of a personal stake in this whole thing, so I'd rather go with the people who know what they're doing.
Well, they were made by an artificer.
Bold of you to insinuate we know what we're doing here.
Well, yeah. Well, you got the storm blade. You have to be doing something, right?
I literally was walking away from it when I discovered that for some reason I'm supposed to wield it, evidently.
Just act like we know what you're doing and you'll look cool.
I'm not trying to look cool. I'm trying to be honest.
Okay, so
I proceed.
Can we just say that the decision is east? Is that the decision, please?
Yeah.
It's the decision. We're going east.
We're rolling with that.
All right.
We're going with
The decision east. Okay, so
Okay, I just proceed to pat that guy on the back and say, well, you know what? Even if you don't know what you're doing, you guys seem like fun.
Okay.
That's about all we got going for us. So
that is going to be a thing for the main story and exposition part. Now we get to go down to the fun stuff of experience and rewards and leveling up and stuff. So the way I want to justify this is basically Amber, Violet, and Iris over the next couple of days are going to help you train to toughen you up a bit before you go out hunting for these dangerous items, and on top of that, the experience from fighting the bandits that we weren't able to go into because that episode didn't record. Anyway, so, and plus, I just think this is more fun. I'm going to say all of you start out at level 3.
Let's go.
Which is a 900 experience. So go ahead and just put experience at 900 and set yourselves to level 3.
And this also means you get access to your archetypes.
That's exactly why I set it to level 3. It's more fun to go ahead and have your archetypes start out so we can dive into some of the fun meat of this D&D content.
Archetypes?
Yeah, so the way this works is pretty much like subclasses. Each class has an archetype of sort. We'll start with Gene, because he's just first on it. So Unthreg. So as a monk and level 3.
Das Monk.
Yeah, so you have different different monastic transitions, I think it's called.
Monastic.
Monastic traditions.
Yes.
Monkanistic.
So allow me to. So, let's see. So as a monk, let's see. Actually, also at level 3, you gain 10 more feet of movement. So instead of being 25 feet, you now go 35.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Okay, so I adjusted that for you. You got 35. Also, so let's see. That as a monk, you get that, and you also get more health. So roll D8 twice and add your Constitution modifier, and your health will go up by that.
This is where it goes in the pit, boys.
Hey.
He gets a 2.
Nice.
And a 5.
Okay. So that's 7
could be
plus
worse.
Constitution. Was that plus Constitution?
Plus con, I believe that's a +1 right there.
So plus 1 for each one. So that's +2. So it was what, 5, 2, and no 5. So 6, 2. That's 8 plus 8 points, I believe. Is that right? Right, math? So you now have a total of, that is 17 health points. Yeah, 17 health points total. So congrats on that.
I am a ghost, but also the tank.
Okay, so you also get key points. So we're gonna put that. I think we'll put this here, like a little special marker. So the way key points work as a monk, you can use your key to perform special actions. And let's see, at 3rd level, you have 3 key points.
Oh. I'm guessing this is for various martial artsy moves.
Exactly. You can use.
Got it.
Yeah, so key points, you can use it to do flurry, a thing called flurry. You can use it to do flurry of blows, patient defense, different stuff. I think right now all you have is. Actually, no, yeah, you have flurry of. So you. At this point, hold on, let's see. It's you get. I'm gonna put it in your features and traits. You have flurry of blows, which is basically allows you to. You can spend one of your key points to make 2 unarmed strikes as an opponent as a bonus action. So you can attack someone once, and then as a bonus action, spending 1 key point, you can attack 2 more times.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Delightful. I can that person.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got it.
Yeah. And also,
I knew I would start.
You're already drunk.
Also, you also have at 3rd level you have a thing called Also, at 3rd level, you have a thing called deflect missiles, meaning whenever a missile-like object, like an arrow or something, is launched at you, when you do that, you can roll a d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level to reduce the damage of it. And if you reduce it to 0, you catch it.
Badass as hell. I love it.
Yeah.
Just
not only
slap
that,
an arrow out of the sky.
You don't have to spend key points to do that, to catch it like that. You don't have to spend key points, but you can spend a key point to then throw it back.
I love that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Hit it right back at an archer or something. Does magic missile fall underneath that deflecting of missiles?
I believe it does.
Sweet.
Okay, so...
Hang on a second. Counts
awesome. Is magic missile even like a thing anymore, or is that like a
That's still a thing.
It's one of my spells actually.
Awesome.
It's basically used as a guaranteed hit.
Okay. Anyway, Gene, so I'm going to explain what the monastic traditions are. So basically, as a monk, you go down several paths that each have its own different special features as you level up. I will tell you what, I'm going to disqualify Way of the Drunken Master because you can't drink.
That's a very decent point. As much as I want to.
So you have Way of the Four Elements, which is pretty much allows elemental manipulation. You have Way of the Kensei, which is weapons. Way of the Long Death, which allows you to drain energy from your foes. Way of the Open Hand, which is pretty much more martial artsy stuff. And pretty much like the basic stereotype monk is what Way of the Open Hand is. Way of the Shadow, I'm not so certain about that one. Way of the Sun Soul, and Way of Tranquility.
Wait. Y'all, dude, if you want to fire Key Blast, do Way of Sun Soul.
It sounds
you can shoot Hadoukens as Sun Soul.
What is up with Way of Tranquility?
Let me look it up. Way of Tranquility.
Quick question for something that would be relevant to Unthreg in particular. If he was careful enough about it, could he use the life drain from the one path or whatever to essentially sap away enough of a person's strength and then basically just non-lethally neutralize them from that point?
No. Way of the Long Death. Way of the Long Death. It involves killing them. So.
By the way, you don't know what the Way of Shadow is. If you want to know, this one says it all right here. Way of the Shadow follow a tradition that values stealth and subterfuge. These monks might be called shadow dancers or ninjas.
Nice.
I was just wondering if it applied to ninjas.
Okay, so Way of Tranquility is monks. Oh, actually, this one might go very well for your character. Monks of the Way of Tranquility see violence as a last resort. They use diplomacy, mercy, and understanding to resolve conflicts. Let's see, Path of Tranquility. You have Healing Hands, so your mystical touch can heal wounds starting at 3rd level. You have a pool of magical healing power that replenishes when you take a long rest. It is your monk level times 10, so you have pretty much 30 points of stored healing you can use if you go down this way.
Does that mean that I can heal 30 hit points of somebody, or I can use it 30 times?
Up to 30. It's a pool of 30 health. So like if
that's why
Stormatric has 10 10 health points low, you can give him 10 health points and just have 20 left in your pool.
I'm gonna say right now, I wasn't sure why I couldn't find the Way of Tranquility until I realized, it's an Unearthed Arcana. Okay.
Yeah. So you also have like stuff like at level 6 you get Emissary of Peace, where you gain the ability to diffuse violent situations by making a charisma check.
I love this a whole lot.
You have Douse the Flames of War at 11th level, which gains the ability to extinguish a creature's violent impulses.
Whoa.
So you can make them calm down. They have to do a check of their own, and you can make them calm down.
Every single one of these.
And during that time, it also can't cast spells that deal damage or that force someone to make a saving throw.
Thank God, my internet shut off by itself.
Then the last one, at 17th level with this, you get Anger of Gentle Soul, which gains the ability to visit vengeance on someone who fells others. If you hit... Okay. If you see a creature reduce another creature to 0 hit points, you can use your reaction to grant yourself a bonus to all damage rolls against the aggressor until the end of your next turn.
Oh.
The bonus equals your monk level. So if you're level 17, that's 17... I believe that's... add damage rolls? Yeah, no, that's extra 17 to that if you go do that.
Oh.
You can only use it once until you take a short or long rest.
This sounds like a bomb-ass tradition to go along with.
Mm-hmm.
So basically,
Especially
on
that
is
Thrag
a
the Monk of
vengeance
Tranquility.
technique.
I think I will be a monk of tranquility. I'm going to say this outright to your boys right now. Like, I may occasionally use some of my healing hands to help out an enemy and get in their favor and allow them to talk instead of just kicking their ass.
I mean, that makes
uber
sense.
Nice. I'm an uber nice boy like that.
So yeah, so basically you now have a... Let me put that down. You have a healing pool of 30 health that you can give away.
Help people.
Yeah, that's really cool. So I believe that's all really for now at 3rd level for Gene.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. You can go over more monk stuff in your off time if you want to.
If any of your boys ever need,
if
any of your boys need a hand, just say heals, please.
Hey, yeah, you can ask me that too. By the way, I'm a healer too. Hey Kai,
We've got 3 healers.
I just want to ask, are we done for the night? Are we just leveling up at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I gotta get going. Okay.
Okay. I guess since you know D&D more than these 3, I've been teaching them D&D stuff they don't. You can do what you want in your off time. And
no worries.
Like next time we do a session, you can catch up on what you've done.
Yeah.
Spectre, it's been delightful.
Yeah,
nice to meet you, Spec.
Fantastic to meet you all, guys. Looking forward to the next session. Bye.
Okay.
See ya.
Later.
Bye. Okay, so next, let's go on to Zach. So you got. So let me look this up properly with your thiefy stuff. Hold on, this is gonna take a long time. Gonna go through a lot. What do you see Ryer Day doing? Like, what would you want Ryer Day doing? Like, what do you imagine him doing? Like, you said he,
yeah, he is like a thief by trade.
Well, there is
although he occasionally will take on like a capture or kill bounty when necessary.
I'd say Assassin would still be pretty good, honestly.
I would say, yeah, Assassin or Mastermind sounds best for...
I think Mastermind actually works because, like, based on lore, the king's the one who wielded the sword, so having you basically take on a leadership role. Anyway, it's...
I don't know.
It's a thought.
I don't know if that'd be in character for him.
I was thinking Inquisitive, not Mastermind.
Oh, yeah.
Inquisitive was the one that allows you to pretty much, like, study up your foe, learn things about them.
Anyway, don't have us railroad your character, of course.
Yeah.
Part of it is just because of some of the people he's dealt with in the past. It's called that. You know, some of them would be of that archetype, and he didn't have too fun a time with that.
So maybe Mastermind then?
Well, no, not Mastermind.
Then Inquisitive. Yeah. Inquisitive the one. Another thing about Inquisitive, when you're 13th level, your senses are almost impossible to foil. As an action, you can sense the presence of illusions, shape changers, not in their original form, and other magic designed to deceive your senses. So basically, you can't... provided you aren't blinded or deafened. So basically, like, if someone tries to fool you with an illusion, you can choose to study it up and decide that, that's fake.
Huh. Gotcha. Let's see. Right now I'm looking at what would be here for thief.
Yeah.
Just as, like, taking it into consideration. Probably wouldn't be of the swashbuckler archetype.
Where are you looking at your archetypes?
I've got 5 tabs open at the moment of the remaining 5, Having eliminated Swashbuckler and Mastermind, I've just got 5 separate tabs here.
How about while you're deciding on that, we go next to Dylan with Stormatrig.
Alright.
Okay, so I believe with Paladins you get special oaths, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8.
So the reason I was saying, like, with your thing, you can choose to let Lady Freya become the goddess you serve.
Okay. Where should I look up the oaths?
I just posted a link in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So I can say...
Oh, that looks really good. It's a flame tail, it looks like.
Yeah. This is the original rebasing.
Let's see here. It's still loading for me, just hold on.
Hold on, I'm about to pull it up for you. Got... Okay, so... Let's see, at level 2 you pick a fighting style. You also get 2 first level spells of your choice.
Alright, I actually got that spell list up. Should I roll for the constitution and all that?
Oh, that's right, I forgot about health, so...
Okay.
I already have taken care of all the level up stuff, I think.
It just says I need to roll like a 1d10 plus constitution, but I don't have constitution.
So just roll 2d10 and then add that to your health. So go ahead and just roll that real quick.
Alright, I got 11, which will bump up my hit points to a total of 21.
Damn, nice.
What a tank.
So this is we roll a D what?
For rogues, I believe it's a D8 or D6.
D8.
For rogues,
he's got
it's
D8 on his page.
Okay. So
Okay.
1d8
modifier to each roll. So it's 1d8 per level, and then you add +2 to each roll.
Okay, so I am to choose how many spells again? So at level 3 I would have how many spells? 3 first levels at level 3. So
Alright, so I rolled a 4, so that would bring it up to 14, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then...
plus your constitution?
Well, that's with constitution.
Okay. Then roll again.
Wait. Yeah, okay. Roll again. +8, so 22 right now.
Damn, you got more health than the paladin.
Wow.
Jeez.
I just want to point out that paladins do not get cantrips, and I'm very surprised by this.
Yeah, apparently
they get smite, so...
That's fair.
Let's see here.
So what are cantrips, anyway?
Cantrips are spells that don't cost spell slots.
Yeah.
So you can use them as much as you want.
Gotcha.
They're usually good it's usually good to put one, like, offensive spell on your cantrip so you can keep using it, which is... No, magic missile's first level, never mind.
Yeah. So...
But yeah, something like chill touch or produce flame like I've got.
So at
and then
second level you can pick a fighting style So it's basically like a fancy. It gives you a couple. You can choose one. You can choose defense while you're wearing armor, you gain a +1 to your AC. So you have a AC of 18. You can bump that up to 19 if you pick that. You get dueling while you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons in the other. You gain +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon. Grade weapon fighting, which is I believe you have a warhammer.
Yes.
When you roll a 1 or 2 damage on a die for an attack you make with a melee weapon that you are wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. So if you like roll a critical fail, you can choose to roll again. This weapon must be two-handed or versatile.
Mine's a one-handed, so I'm looking at the options.
Hammer?
I thought warhammers were one-handed.
I thought they were two. We'll look it up later.
I think they can be both.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can be both.
Then you have
protection.
Yeah, protection. When a creature you can see, basically, you can enforce disadvantage on a creature if you want to help one of your allies.
Protection sounds more in.
You must be wielding a shield.
I am wielding a shield, so
okay.
Protection sounds more like my thing.
Okay. So I'll give you.
Also, I've chosen my spells. Bless, Cure Light Wounds.
Don't tell me the spells. Don't tell me the spells. I want it to be a surprise whenever.
Oh, okay.
This will keep things interesting in future things.
Okay, so yeah.
You'll never see them.
The fighting style would be a protection.
Right. Yeah, I typed down protection in the features and traits for you.
All right.
Okay, so you also get let's see, your spell casting. Spell casting, yes, at 2nd level. You can cast paladin spells, prepare a list. Let's see. You can choose a number of paladin spells equal to your charisma modifier plus half your paladin level rounded down. Let's see, your spells.
So 3.
Yeah, you can choose 3 level 1 spells. Okay, so your spell casting ability is your charisma. So what is your charisma?
What's my charisma modifier?
Yeah.
It's +2.
Okay, your spells. 12. I believe that's. Your proficiency bonus is 2, so your spell save DC is 12. That's 4. Okay. So you also at level 2 you get Divine Smite, which allows you to spend a spell slot to inflict an extra 2d8 damage for a 1st level spell and 1d8 damage for every spell slot above that. So you can inflict, whenever you use a melee weapon, you can deal 2d8 radiant damage to anything you hit with it.
Ooh.
Yeah, paladins are fun when it comes to smiting.
So wait, when it says for a 1st level spell slot, so that means that the Divine Smite uses up a spell slot?
Yes, it does. But like that's a 1 spell slot for an extra 2d8 damage.
Alright.
So we're gonna put Smite.
Oh, I am not a whole lot closer to figuring out what the hell I want to do.
This is one of the reasons I'm actually really glad that I did a bunch of my checking in advance for stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest part of D&D is the DN details.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure after it'll be a lot faster. It'll be a lot faster now that we're picking out your archetypes. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, this is like the slowest level up of all of them.
Okay.
Once you get in the hang of it, it all makes sense.
So you have. Okay, for your. Okay, also at 3rd level, you are immune to diseases.
Nice.
Which is very nice, yeah. And at 3rd level, you choose a sacred oath. There's Oath of the Ancients, Oath of Conquest, Oath of the Crown, Oath of Devotion, Oath of Redemption, Oath of Vengeance, Oathbreaker, and Oath of Treachery. I believe with what Stormatrig is going for, Oath of Devotion, I think, is probably up your alley.
Let's see here. The Oath of Devotion binds a paladin to the loftiest ideas of justice, virtue, and order. The paladin meet the ideal of the knight in shiny armor. They held themselves to the highest standards of conduct, some for better or for worse. See, honesty, don't lie or cheat. Let the word be your promise. Never fear to... Oh yeah, this is definitely...
Okay, yeah. So, Oath of Devotion. So, at 3rd level, you also automatically learn the spells Protection from Evil and Good and Sanctuary. So...
Ooh.
Hold on. Oh, that's what... Actually, at 3rd level, you get 3 spells. 3 first level spell slots. My mistake.
Alright. So just add those 2 spells onto the list?
Yeah, you can go ahead and add those spells onto the list.
Alright. Protection from evil and good.
Let's see. Also, you have Channel Divinity at 3rd level. Channel Divinity. Channel Divinity, which will allow you to... You can do this twice a day. Like, every time you do a long rest, you can only do it twice. You can pick... You take this oath, you gain the following... Okay, yeah, you get these 2 features. You have Sacred Weapon, that as an action for 1 minute, you add your Charisma modifier to attack rolls made with a weapon of your choice. The weapon emits a bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light 20 feet beyond that. If the weapon is not already magical, it becomes magical for the duration. So since your charisma modifier is +2, basically you get +2 damage for a whole minute whenever you activate this. You also have Turn the Unholy. As an action, you can make any fiend or undead, provided that it is within 30 feet of you, that can see or hear you, make a Wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
I think... So both of these are an option for me? I just have to choose one?
No, you don't choose one. You get both of these.
Okay.
For Channel Divinity. And I believe that is all you really get at 3rd level.
Let's see here. Yeah, look.
Yeah. Right.
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's what you get at 3rd level.
Alright.
Alright, and
Water drip sound effect.
Zach, have you chosen yet? If not, we'll go on to Quill.
I have no fucking clue.
Since my character's leveled up, I'm gonna be heading out.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, see ya.
He's been a good one.
Indeed.
So, you already adjusted your health. Nice.
There was full.
Yeah, just scroll through and see what I've already done. You go.
So you got... What did you pick as your druid circle?
I picked Circle of Spores because it's absolutely busted.
Would you like to explain what Spores does? Because, oh my god, Gene, what he picked is disgusting.
It's gonna be fantastic.
It's one of those painfully OP ones.
Yes.
Perfect.
So Druidic circles can include things like Circle of Moon, which focuses on your wild shape, or Circle of Land, which gives you, like, if you want to play as a healer, you know.
Yeah.
Druid's Circle of Spores. Druids of the Circle of Spores find beauty in decay. They see within mold and other fungi the ability to transform lifeless material into abundant, albeit somewhat strange, life. I have already decided that the canonical reason for Nipper going with Circle of Spores is trying to bring some level of life back into the environment that they have made home.
He's trying to regain the environment, so he's obviously going to become
essentially,
this
the
lord.
Circle of Spores is The Last of Us in D&D.
Oh, did we go over starting wealth? Because I forgot to even do that.
Whoops.
It's fine. You can't really buy a lot, and we'll
get better
next
anyway.
session.
Forward.
So,
I mean, like, okay, I've got under attributes, I've got my starting gold. Do I just
sure
go with that, or
sure?
Yeah, I've got that. So,
all right.
like, I only started with 10 GP, so it's not that big a deal.
So, what's Halo of Spores do?
Okay, so at second level, you are surrounded by invisible necrotic spores that are harmless until you unleash them on a creature nearby.
Oh god.
When a creature you can see moves into a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use your reaction to deal 1d4 necrotic damage to that creature unless it succeeds on a Constitution saving throw. Necrotic damage increases to 1d6 at 6th level, 1d8 10th level, and 1d10 at 14th. Also at 2nd level, I gain Symbiotic Entity, which allows me to, instead of using my Wild Shape feature for Wild Shape, I can actually gain 5 temporary hit points for every level I have in Druid, which means at least
15
10 when you start off. Yeah, 15 currently. You also increase Hail of Spores damage by basically rolling 2d4. And your melee weapon attacks gain an extra 1d6 poison damage to anyone they hit. That lasts for 10 minutes. Unless I lose those temporary hit points first. At 6th level, I can infest a humanoid corpse and animate it if it died within 10 feet of me. I can use that as a reaction. Stands up immediately with 1 hit point. It uses zombie statistics and remains animated for 1 hour. The zombies turns immediately after yours in combat, obeys your mental commands, and the only action it can take is the attack action, making 1 melee attack. At 10th level, I can basically throw my Halo of Spores 30 feet away.
Oh my god.
I can also then call it back as a result. Yeah, everything else is basically the same on that. You can't use your Halo Spores reaction because it's not as a part of you. Fungal Body at 14th level. The fungal spores in your body alter you. You can't be blinded, deafened, frightened, or poisoned, and any critical hit against you counts as a normal hit unless you're incapacitated.
God.
Actual fungus lord.
It's too good, honestly. I couldn't not pick it.
It's like your physiology changes as you grow stronger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm just gonna set my GP at 15, because why not?
Okay.
May as well. I also get access to the Chill Touch cantrip and Blindness and Deafness and Gentle Repose, which I constantly have prepared because 3rd level.
Remember, don't forget to add. Oh, you already added the channeling chain.
Yep.
I will also say it does 1d4 bludgeoning damage as a simple whip. Unless you...
Okay.
Like, if you choose just to use it as a weapon, it's a 1d4.
I probably won't, but I appreciate knowing that.
Alright, and back to Zach.
You know what? I think I am gonna go with Inquisitive.
Okay. So...
I love the fact, I'm sorry to derail, but I love the fact I can go Symbiotic Entity and then immediately follow up into Shillelagh and then make an attack the next turn and do a ton of damage with it.
So gross.
Oh, that's...
Okay, Inquisitive Rogue. You're gay. Oh man, I didn't get the bed soon. Okay. So we got you gain ear for this at 3rd level, you get quite a bit of stuff. You get Ear for Deceit, which allows you to insight checks of 7 or lower become an 8. Eye for Detail, which allows you to make perception checks as bonus actions, and you also gain Insightful Fighting. Which, what does that do? Again, let's see. Gain the ability to decipher an opponent's tactics and develop a counter to them. As a bonus action, you can make an insight check against a creature to see you can make an insight check against a creature you can see that isn't incapacitated, contested by a target's charisma deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attacks against them even if you don't have advantage on the attack roll, but not if you have disadvantage. So basically this will allow you to use your sneak attack easier. Jesus.
Alright, so...
And I believe that is really all you...
Okay. So...
Alright.
It is done.
Woo. We got our archetypes.
A finger goes on the monkey's paw.
I'm going to look at Sparks to see what they went with. Oh, that's right. They went with Divine Sorcerer. Let's see. They got 7 sorcery points. Let's see.
Oh, she forgot to add in the hit points.
Oh. Fix that later. Anyway, alright, so that was our first session. I think that went very well for an
the levels, the exposition, the oncoming episode 0. It's going to be good.
Next time, when we dive into more meaty stuff, it should be a lot more fun. And now, especially since you got all these fun things you can play around with.
Magical gadgets and whatnot. By the way, I'm assuming... I'm just going with,
I need to tell you about the Stormblade.
Oh, right. I forgot to factor that into things. Okay.
So, the way this works, it is a versatile weapon. You know, when you make attack rolls, when you make melee attacks, you usually add your strength. This is a versatile weapon, meaning you can add your dexterity instead. Which is +2, so you get advantage on that. Not advantage, I mean, it's better with that. It does, at the time, it does 1d6 slashing damage, as well as a bonus of 1d4 electric damage with every swing.
Okay. Deals 1d6.
I put it into your thing there. Where your attacks and spell casting.
Ah, okay.
And basically, as you level up, the Stormblade will do more and more stuff that I will update you on when it comes.
So wait, 1d6 and 1d4?
You do 1d6 slashing and 1d4 electric damage, lightning damage.
Ah,
with every time. So you basically roll 1d6, 1d4, and you do that much damage.
Ah.
Alright, and I believe that covers everything. This was fun. We'll have to go into more stuff next time.
This was super mighty fun. It's been a pleasure to have everybody along for the journey.
Indeed.
Hope to see you all again soon.
Yeah.
Love you, sir.
Plot ever thickens.
I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.